What's up everyone, I'm Dan, and thanks to Troglodytes Games, I'll be looking at Noodle Delivery on the Nintendo Switch. Noodle Delivery is a game that promises a neon-soaked cyberpunk adventure with trippy visuals, synth-heavy music, and a dash of satirical humour. It's an intriguing concept blending action-packed arcade sequences with narrative-driven storytelling. However, as with many ambitious games, it's a mixed bag of hits and misses. Noodle Delivery attempts to merge two distinct styles: high-paced arcade action and narrative exploration. You play as Jimmy, a hoverboard-riding noodle delivery driver navigating a dystopian cyberpunk world. The core of the gameplay lies in delivering noodles while avoiding obstacles, all while riding your hoverboard through increasingly chaotic environments. Unfortunately, controlling the hoverboard is where the game hits its first hurdle for me. The mechanics are clunky, making it difficult to navigate through the neon-lit streets. The hoverboard's controls feels unresponsive, and the one-hit death mechanic quickly becomes more frustrating than challenging, especially in later levels where the game ramps up in difficulty without offering much in terms of checkpoints or mercy. The addition of quirky features like cat bombs, which you can throw at enemies, tries to add some variety, but it often feels like a gimmick rather than a meaningful gameplay mechanic. What's more disappointing is the repetition. Despite the game's short runtime, much of it is spent replaying variations of the same level. The game's structure barely evolves, recycling the same environments and enemy types with minor tweaks. You'll likely spend a significant portion of your time just trying to survive certain chase levels, which might lead you to wanting to pull your hair out. The narrative side of Noodle Delivery is where the game tries to distinguish itself from being just another arcade clone. The game attempts to tell a story steeped in cyberpunk themes, touching on issues like VR addiction and societal decay. Unfortunately, the execution falls flat. The dialogue, filled with its humour, feels out of place and often detracts from any serious themes the game might be trying to explore. The main character Jimmy is a caricature of the tired, disillusioned everyman, but his character isn't really explored enough and it's hard to really care about his struggles. Much of the narrative involves slow plodding walks through his apartment complex, interacting with characters that add little to the story, but there are nice touches here and there as you interact with them. The first thing that hits you in Noodle Delivery is its aesthetic. The game is drenched in cyberpunk neon, with every corner of its world glowing in vivid electric hues. The visuals are trippy, almost disorientating at times, creating an atmosphere that feels both otherworldly and distinctly modern. The artwork is undoubtedly the highlight of the game, with a distinct style that catches the eye and pulls you into its strange dystopian world. Whether it's the streets lined with glowing signs or the bazaar or the unique cyberpunk loading screens, the game constantly surprises you with its visual creativity. However, the game's visual prowess is undermined by its technical execution. Despite its relatively low poly designs, the game suffers from frequent stuttering and its frame rate never feels entirely smooth. This is particularly jarring given the simplicity of the assets. The visual appeal is there, but the technical polish just misses the mark slightly. Complementing the visuals is the game's soundtrack, which is a blend of synth-heavy, funky tunes that fit the cyberpunk setting perfectly. The music is catchy and sets the mood. Sound effects, on the other hand, are surprisingly sparse, with many in-game actions such as vehicle chases or environmental interactions lacking any auditory feedback. While this absence creates an eerie, incomplete atmosphere, it does leave you sometimes wanting for more. Noodle Delivery is a game that dazzles with its visuals and hooks you in with its synth-heavy soundtrack, but ultimately disappoints with its gameplay narrative. The trippy cyberpunk aesthetic is a feast for the eyes, but the frustration of the hoverboard controls and the shallow, repetitive gameplay can make it feel frustrating at times. Did I have fun with the game? Yes, in parts. It has some good ideas, but is let down by slightly clunky mechanics. It is a cheaper title though, so if it is one that you're on the fence with, maybe the price point would make it one you'd want to pick up and try for yourself anyway. Noodle Delivery is out now on Nintendo Switch, priced at $4.49 in the UK and $4.99 in the US. Big thanks as always to you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, and until next time.